Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to North Medford High School in beautiful Medford, Oregon, where tonight we continue Southwest Conference play for the Roseburg boys basketball team. One day late, but not a dollar short tonight as the Roseburg boys get ready to take on the Black Tornado. A day late because of the winter storm that rolled through the Umpqua Basin yesterday on your Valentine's Day. Tonight, though, these two sweethearts get a chance to square off once again. Earlier this season, a 95-74 win for the Roseburg boys at home against North Medford, a team that had had Roseburg's number for a number of years. Roseburg breaking an 8-game losing streak against the Black Tornado earlier this season on January 17th. They'll look to try and pull off the season sweep tonight here from North Medford High School as we bring you Roseburg High School sports here on The Score. Good evening, everybody. I'm Joey Kieran. Great to be with you once again. Even if it's 24 hours later than anticipated, I actually got to spend Valentine's Day with my lovely Valentine. I hope you had a great one yesterday, getting to celebrate the special folks in your lives. But tonight, this one, there's going to be no love lost between these two teams. Definitely a rivalry matchup here in Southern Oregon between Roseburg and North Medford. And to add to it, tonight's matchup will definitely have an effect in the final standings in the Southwest Conference. Right now, Roseburg sitting at 4-4 in conference play. They are half a game behind Grants Pass, and they are half a game ahead of North Medford and Sheldon. It's going to be a tight finish to the conference schedule, and it's going to be interesting to see where your Roseburg boys will end up here tonight. Should have a fun one on our hands here from North Medford High School, where anything is possible. When we come back here during the pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys. Want to remind you that tonight's game is streaming with video online at 541radio.com, where you can watch tonight's action for free. If you're tuned in on the radio right now, you're more than welcome to stay there, or maybe you're listening online at 541radio.com and on the 541 Radio app. Totally fine if that's how you want to follow the action, but just know there's also the video simulcast that's going on as well, and you can watch it there with us at 541radio.com. You can also head to our YouTube channel. That's 1490 The Score on YouTube, where you can watch the game and hit the subscribe button to be able to follow Roseburg High basketball and coming up with spring sports as well during this high school calendar year. So we've got that. Hit the subscribe button at 1490 The Score on YouTube. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys as Roseburg gets ready to take on North Medford tonight here from North Medford High School. This is Roseburg High Sports, streaming online at 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers. Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back here with more of our pregame on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Getting ready for Roseburg basketball tonight down at North Medford, taking on the Black Tornado. Just a day late here, and joining us in the pregame show is head coach Jordan Humphreys. Well, Coach, you guys get a little bit of a delay. Did it give you an extra day to spend some time on the practice floor and prep for North Medford here today after yesterday's snow day?
That'd be nice, but no, when school's out, we can't practice, so.
Kind of wondered how those regulations go there, but I was figuring it was something like that. It does maybe throw off the rhythm a little bit, but it's everything. I mean, it's just one day. I know you guys are used to kind of a week that's usually filled with all sorts of stuff going on. One day difference, not throwing guys off too much?
Yeah, I don't think it throws us off very much. Might throw them off a little bit. They didn't have school today. Typical grade day or something for them, so that kind of changes guys' routine. So that's what I'm hoping for out of North Medford. And our guys had a typical day, and hopefully that plays to our advantage.
Well, we get ready for it here. You guys are coming off. First time this season the team has lost back-to-back games, and I know a tough one there at Willamette where you guys, there were some struggles around the basket, I think frustrations, and I think the first time you guys played Willamette, you told me that Willamette wanted to kind of junk it up, kind of wanted to get you out of your rhythm, make life difficult, and they found a way to do that. What did you kind of take away from the loss against Willamette?
Yeah, it's kind of mental toughness. Every game's a little bit different as far as how guys prepare, and when you beat a team already and you're more athletic than them, it's easy to overlook it, especially a team that's not used to winning. Right? Mm-hmm. You think, we beat these guys, they're going to roll over. We know we're better than them. We're going to walk in and show up and beat them, and that wasn't the case. They played zone. We talked about it. We knew they were going to try to slow it down, and they did. We worked against the zone, and we didn't go out and do it.
Yeah. To that point then, tonight you guys are here at North Medford, and you guys have a win at home against North, but you're going on the road again in conference, and you and I know that going on the road is never an easy thing. What's been the conversation with these guys from that loss to tonight, where these games we've talked about, everyone's important? How do you get them kind of up and ready to go for today?
Well, this one's easy because, right now we're third in league, and we're a half game ahead of North only because they've played one more game than us. And we're half game behind Grants Pass only because they've played one more game than us. So right now we put ourselves in a spot where we're kind of in a four-way mess for second and third place, and if we don't take care of business, then we might find ourselves at the bottom end of that.
I think you've told me that, you don't really spend a lot of time talking with the guys kind of about the standings and all of that kind of stuff. But as the season starts winding down, do those kind of topics come up? Because I'm sure the guys know where to find it and figure those things out. And you're telling me there what the standings look like, so I know you know about it. But you kind of start to address it just knowing that everybody's thinking about it as the season starts wearing down? Yeah,
and they start asking questions about what the rankings mean and the RPI and the Callie and all those things and how it plays into postseason stuff. And so we start talking about it as they ask. Like I said, we're pretty transparent. We're not going to hide stuff from them. So we start talking about how the ranking matters and how wins on the road are worth more and all those different things. And so they start to understand the importance of it. I don't even know how many fans even understand or know the ranking and RPI system and how it works.
Well, I'm not a math teacher. I'll let you explain it to me when we get down to the nitty-gritty. But, it definitely can get confusing and a little bit bewildering sometimes when you try to figure it out. Needless to say, though, winning kind of helps solve all of those problems. I know you told me at Willamette that pretty much all of them are important. But is there a way that you kind of try to make sure guys know how important a game is, but also not try to put too much pressure on everybody to get a win or a must-win situation?
Yeah, it's definitely a balance. You want them to know that it's important and that it matters, but also don't want to say, hey, if we lose this one, then we're kind of screwed. So having that balance of putting the pressure on like we got to perform, but not too much pressure that they go out and play a little tentative.
Well, you guys get ready here tonight for North Medford. Mentioned you guys got the big win at home against them, pulling away late. What kind of things, second go-round against the Black Tornado, what kind of things do you expect to see out there tonight? And what are kind of some of the keys for you guys to be able to have a happy bus ride home here this evening?
Well, if anybody watched the Willamette game, I would expect anybody to zone us. I sure would zone us if I watched the video of that. And maybe, you've seen it in other games when teams zone us. We haven't quite figured out how to attack it consistently, and have success against it. So I might look for that a little bit. We obviously, got a big win at home against what they were doing, and we're able to stop the guys effectively on defense. So as far as defense, we're going to switch a few things up just to kind of keep them on their toes and then be ready for anything they throw at us.
All right, Coach. We look forward to seeing it out there on the floor tonight.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Jordan Humphreys joining us here in the pregame show as we get ready for tonight's matchup. Roseburg coming in at 14-6 on the season, 4-4 in conference play. They are 2-3 over their last 5 games. For the first time this season, Roseburg has lost in back-to-back games. Meanwhile, North Medford comes in at 6-14 on the season, 4-5 in conference. They too have lost their last 2 and have gone 2-3 over their last 5 games. Last time the two teams met, it was a 95-74 win for Roseburg against North Medford back on January 17th. Roseburg had a season-high 95 points in that win. RHS pulled away in the fourth quarter, outscoring North Medford 31-21 in the fourth. That was a big finish there. Roseburg had 10 three-pointers in that game and went 13-17 at the free throw line. Meanwhile, the two teams coming off of losses in their last game. For Roseburg, it was last Friday at Willamette, where Roseburg suffered a loss. 56-47, the final score there. It was a frustrating game, to say the least, and missed opportunities felt like the big key phrase from that one. Roseburg at the basket, a lot of times uncontested. They were 11 of 23 in the paint against Willamette. While that doesn't seem like too terrible of a number, just under 50%, you would like to hope a lot of uncontested shots from right at the rim, that Roseburg would be a little bit higher, closer to 60 to 65% from that range, and they were just under 50%. So 11 of 23 in the paint, 8 of 15 at the free throw line. Again, not a terrible number, but not as good as they would like to have it. It was also a tough night from behind the arc. Roseburg going just 5 of 22. They hit 4 three-pointers in the first half and made just 1 after halftime. First time, again, losing back-to-back games this season, and Roseburg has lost 3 of their last 4. On the other side, North Medford coming off of a 54-50 loss at Sheldon. North Medford led by 3 going into the fourth quarter, but Sheldon outscored them 17-10 down the stretch. Both teams made 8 three-pointers. North Medford was 6 of 7 at the free throw line. And there you go. That is where these two teams have come from. Roseburg comes in averaging 71.7 points per game, giving up an average of 62.1. As for the Black Tornado, they average 57.3 points per game, give up 61.9 so far this season. We'll see how this one plays out as we get ready for the matchup. We've got your starting lineups coming up here after the national anthem. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. We'll get ready for tonight's ball game as we bring you Roseburg boys basketball, streaming live online at 541radio.com and also here on Douglas County's home for sports. It is The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back at North Medford High School is the pep band providing our national anthem tonight, wrapping things up there, and a beautiful rendition of our nation's anthem. All right, it's time to meet tonight's starting lineups in this one. Let's start out with the visiting Roseburg boys basketball team, 14-6 on the season, 4-4 in conference play, led by head coach Jordan Humphreys in his 4th year in the program. Starting 5. Same as last week. It is Micah Mendoza, a junior guard, 6'3", the number 1 scorer in Southwest Conference games this season, averaging 24.6 points per game in conference games this year. As for the Southwest Conference overall, he is the number 3 scorer for overall games this season, averaging 19.7 a game. Carter Stedman, a senior guard, 5'9", averaging 4.5 a game. Jace Wilder, senior guard at 6'2", averaging 6.7. Boston Williams, senior guard at 5'11", averaging 8.5. And Hunter Fullerton averaging just over 11 points a game, another senior guard at 6 feet tall. On the other side, for the North Medford Black Tornado, led by head coach Scott Plankenhorn, 6-14 on the year, 4-5 in conference play. Starting 5 will be a junior wing at 6'3", Houston Klug, who is averaging 11.6 a game, along with Andrew Plankenhorn, a 5'11 junior guard at 6.9 points per game. Keenan Stewart's a sophomore, listed at 6 feet tall, a wing, averaging 5.2. And then Corbin Young, a 6'6 senior post, averaging 5.3. And then the number 9 overall scorer in Southwest Conference this season is Antonio Orozco, an honorable mention All Southwest Conference selection, a 6'2 senior wing, averaging 13.1. That is a look at tonight's starting lineups as we get ready for the matchup. For those that are watching online at 541radio.com or on our YouTube channel, I know you guys have become accustomed to having the game clock on the screen, and I know I like that as well when I watch it back. Right now we are working on getting some equipment replacements so that we can get that back up and running for you. Unfortunately, it looks like it'll be next week before we get that back on the screen there. So I'll do my best to keep you updated on the time checks here throughout the ball game. Big thanks to a trio of guys up here helping out from the freshman team with the video production here tonight as we get ready for the opening tip. It is in the middle, Corbin Young and Micah Mendoza for the opening tip. A whistle to stop things as they get this one underway. And they will re-jump here. Corbin Young at 6'6", Micah at 6'3". And the tip is won by Micah into the backcourt. It's Stedman with it. He'll bring it from right to left on your radio dial. Roseburg wearing the road blacks here tonight, looking to start out on top. At the top with it, Mendoza had it stripped out of his hands at the left wing. Will dribble to the top, hands off to Wilder. Wilder looks to drive against Young, backs it in from the right side of the key, out to the top to Stedman. Looks for the baseline cutter, and it's Micah Mendoza that gets Roseburg on top to start this one out here tonight. 2-0 lead for Roseburg. Up the floor. Basketball in the hands of Plankenhorn to the right side for Young. Back to the top to the left side for Stewart. Coming to get it, Klug. He'll dribble to the top of the arc. Picks up there and to the right side to Young. Roseburg working on a man-to-man defense here. Plankenhorn at the right wing. Dribbles left hand to the top. Will pick it up. Spins back to his right and fires it underneath to Orozco. He makes the pass to the cutter. Shot blocked for Young, but with the rebound and the offensive putback, it's Antonio Orozco to make it 2-2 here in the early going. Stedman to the right side. Hands off. Head fake. A screen there from Stedman. Gets Fullerton. The angle to the hoop. One-hand push pass to the left side. Wilder with it. Back to the top. Fullerton drives right side. Got around the defense and will lay it in. Hunter Fullerton with his first points of the ball game. 4-2. Roseburg back in front. On the left side with it, Stewart. Drives right hand to the free throw line. Toss back out to Plankenhorn. Right side of the perimeter. He'll drive with the right hand, toss it across the lane, and it's stripped out of the hands of Roscoe. Wilder with the steal up the floor to Williams, and Williams too many steps before he got the pass away in transition. And so it'll be a turnover after the steal by Roseburg. They give it back to the Black Tornado, leading this one 4-2 with 6:19 to go in the first quarter. Blankenhorn will bring the ball up the floor, working against Stedman in the backcourt. Spins to his right, fires up to Orozco on the right wing. Orozco, left-hand dribble, bounce it away at the elbow to the left side. Young, the pick and roll. He rolls to the hoop, and he's off the mark. With the rebound is Wilder. Up the floor for Roseburg. Boston, right side, had it knocked out of his hands. Back out to Wilder. Finds Stedman open underneath. The defense goes soaring by, and Carter Stedman will put it off the glass. 4-2, 6-2. Roseburg in front by 4. 5:45 to go, first period. Blankenhorn spins back to his right with the right-hand dribble. Pass it away to the left side. Chest pass far side to Stewart. Trying to get the steal was Fullerton. Stewart makes the late dump pass in and out of the hands of Young and out of bounds. Roseburg will get it back. And I think you'd like to see Stewart, the sophomore, go up with that one right at the basket. But he made the late dish to Stewart, to Young, who wasn't really looking for it. The senior couldn't hang on to it. Roseburg with the ball, leading this one 6-2. 5.5 to go, first quarter action. Stedman at the top. Bounce it left side at the elbow. Williams looks for the backdoor cutter. It wasn't there. Out to Fullerton at the top. Cross over to the left hand at the free throw line. Hands it back to Williams. Head fake. He'll drive and kick it away to the right side. Wilder tries to drive. Pass left side. Mendoza with a three. That one's just a bit short underneath. It's Stewart with the rebound. Back to Stewart to bring it across the timeline. Lobs up the middle. Finds the man going right to the heart of the rim. And that is Owen Scott, the senior big man at 6'8". Gets North Medford back within 2, 6-4. 4:51 to play here in the first quarter. Dribble left side. Stedman gets it to a wide open Fullerton. He launches the three, but he's way long. The rebound is tipped around, and it's Stewart that comes away with it. He'll find Klug coming up the floor. They'll back it out to the top. Orozco with it on the left side. Back to Blankenhorn right side and at the wing now. It's Klug, looks for the cutter in the middle. Stewart got the defense in the air and uses the glass to tie this one up. Keenan Stewart, his first points of the evening, and we're knotted at 6 apiece. On the right side, Stedman back out. Williams a three from the left wing. Back iron, no. Underneath it's Stewart. He has been an defensive rebound machine. He'll take it on the left side. Driving to the middle. Puts a shoulder into the chest of Hunter Fullerton. Got the rebound on the miss, and Stewart with quick 2 points there. And he's got 2 baskets to put North in front. And stepping on the baseline is Hunter Fullerton. 3:54 to go. 8-6. Right now it's North Medford in front as we're just under the midway point of the first quarter. The Black Tornado going on a bit of a run. Bringing it across the timeline will be Orozco. Angles to the right. And he collided with his teammate Stewart. And now Orozco on the ground. He might have caught a shoulder from Stewart. They just collided right into each other. There was not a ton of defensive pressure that forced them into each other. They just went to the handoff point like a quarterback trying to get it to a running back, and Orozco just went right into the side of Stewart, who doesn't seem to show any ill effect from it, but Orozco has to go to the bench. Maybe a bloody nose or bloody lip. Into the game comes Davis Carr for the Black Tornado. Roseburg also gets a substitution. Mark Oha comes into the game for Jace Wilder. Left side, Williams looking underneath, gets it to Stedman. Stedman underneath the basket, kicks back out to Fullerton. Fullerton will drive, he splits the defense, and with the right hand he'll finish, kissing it off the window for 2, and it's an 8-8 ball game. Up the floor, wide open, and an easy flush for Owen Scott. Roseburg's defense lost track of the big man. Down to 3:16 to go here in the first quarters. Oha, left side. Boston Williams, an open look at a three. That one looked on target. Just spits out of the rim underneath. It's the big man Scott with the board. Up the floor. Carr driving in. Bounces it baseline. Stewart out to the top. With it, Klug. Right elbow jumper. Rattles around. A tip up by Stewart. Loose ball. Stewart. And he lost it, but sends it out to the top, and that's where Blankenhorn will get it. They go back underneath to Scott. He goes too strong off the glass, and Williams with the rebound. Boston will bring it across the timeline. 2:42. Oha. Left side, back to Williams on the right side, double team. And out to the top, Oha. Back to Williams on the right wing, and they play pitch and catch. Reverted to the left side, Fullerton squared it up, but doesn't take the shot. Under 2.5 to go here in the opening period. Boston toss it across the floor. Hunter Fullerton, head fake, drives, got the baseline. His pass, though, knocked away by Klug. Klug will bring it up the floor, weaving through traffic, pass it away. Stewart driving in the middle, makes the pass to Scott. Underneath, Scott, he's too strong, got his own rebound. Shot blocked by Mendoza, but he gets whistled for the foul. And that'll be our first foul here in the first quarter. While we wait on free throws, let's go ahead and pause real quick. 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score. At the free throw line is Owen Scott, the senior, shoots 45% from the line, misses the front end. Tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 2:08 to go in the first quarter. Second free throw here for Scott. The righty knocks it through. 1 of 2 at the line. 3-point ball game, 11-8. North Medford in front of Roseburg. Stedman gets it out at the top, standing on the crown of the North Medford logo. Back out to Stedman, looking underneath. Owen Bentia has checked into the game. He'll get it at the left elbow. Toss underneath to Mendoza. Had to tip it to himself. Had a double team now, and his shot is blocked. And it's North Medford that comes away with it. Coach Plankenhorn telling him to slow down as they wanted to get out and run. Stewart's going to attack. Count the bucket. He fought through the contact by Roseburg. And Keenan Stewart, he's got 6 points in the opening quarter. And the sophomore will head to the line for a 3-point opportunity, a 60% free throw shooter. The and one coming up here with 1:39 to go in the quarter. Keenan Stewart, a sophomore, makes it. 3-point play, and North is on top. 14-8, 6-point lead for the Black Tornado here early going to tonight's ball game. Right side, Stedman pointing, looking to try and attack against this zone. He dribbles through traffic, got it to Oha. Oha back out to Bentia, work it left side. Williams tries to drive, launch it to the far side of the floor. Mendoza on the corner. We'll dribble it back out. Roseburg will reset with 1:12 to play here in the first period. Left side. Williams back out to Stedman. Hesitation dribble, gets into the lane, kicks back out to Oha. He'll try to attack. He put up a runner. Kind of indecision there by Mark Oha, and it's North that comes away with it after the block by Scott. Setting up for a three. Klug, no. Stewart skying for the rebound. And another bucket and the foul. And Keenan Stewart, the youngster, will head to the line for another 3-point play opportunity. And that'll be the second on Mark Oha. 3 team fouls against Roseburg so far in this one. Oha, he'll head to the bench along with Boston Williams and Owen Bentia. Hunter Fullerton back into the game, so is Jace Wilder, and in comes Trey Finlayson for the first time tonight. The senior 6'1" guard. At the line, Keenan Stewart, another chance at the 3-point play. Traditional 3-point play here with 49 seconds left to play. He hits it. And Medford has doubled up Roseburg, leading by 9. A pass on the baseline is thrown out of bounds, and Roseburg will turn it back over, trying to move a bit quick. So North gets the ball back again here, now with 44.9 seconds to go. Roseburg didn't even wear off a full 5 seconds with that possession. They'll press in the backcourt. Orozco with it. Quiet first quarter for him. Just 2 points for the leading scorer for the Black Tornado. But Keenan Stewart has been coming alive. On the left wing, Plankenhorn out to Stewart. He'll try to drive right side. Got to the blocks. And he got the defender up in the air. And then took advantage of it. Jumps into Hunter Fullerton, who will get whistled for the foul. And to the free throw line will go Stewart. Once again, his third trip to the stripe here in the first quarter. 30 seconds left to play. Tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. And Stewart finally misses at the line. Stays a 9-point game. He's got a chance to stretch it to 10 with the second shot coming up. Owen Scott will head to the bench. Back comes Corbin Young to finish out this first quarter. Second free throw for Stewart. And he does make it. So he gets 1 out of 2. It makes it a 10-point lead for North Medford. Out at the top, Stedman. Roseburg's gone cold for the second half of this first quarter. Jace Wilder, a deep three, throws it up. That one spits back out of the cylinder. With it, the stop by North Medford. They get the ball and will bring it up with 10 seconds to go. Orozco attacks left side. Jump pass into the corner. Plankenhorn launches a three. Swish! Through for Plankenhorn. First three of the game for North Medford. 21-8 as the first quarter comes to an end. North Medford really stifling Roseburg in the first 8 minutes. We'll come back with the second quarter after this 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Second quarter here from North Medford High School. Roseburg trailing 21-8. 13-point deficit to start this one out here after one quarter of play. North Medford will start with the basketball, moving left to right on your radio dial, wearing their road whites. Nearly a couple of turnovers, but the North Medford Black Tornado able to hang on to it, and then Plankenhorn finds himself open for three and drains another one. 24-18, a hot start after a kind of a slow start for North Medford. They have caught fire. Trying to drive in with Stedman. Got pinched. He'll find Finlayson on the baseline. Out to Wilder. Wilder driving in. Stops in the lane. Back out to Stedman. Right now looking at a 16-point lead for North Medford. Stedman driving in. Pass out. A three from Wilder. Right on target. And Jace will finally stop the bleeding and get Roseburg to double figures. 7:09 to go, opening minute of the second quarter. Out to the top, Plankenhorn will give it off, get it back. Doesn't pull up for three. He's kind of their three-point specialist, and he's shown a good touch here early. Driving is Stewart into the lane, makes the extra pass to Carr, who draws it back out. Go back to Carr on the left side, and Orozco comes to get it at the wing, working against Mendoza. Driving in, will back it off. Lobs to the near side to Stewart. North will move things around the perimeter here. Driving right side, nearly poked out of Plankenhorn's hand. Gives it to Stewart. Toss out to the top. Orozco going to drive. He lobs it to the near corner. An open look at a three for Stewart. A little too strong. Rebound tipped around, and it's Davis that comes away with it. Davis Carr. And a second look here for North Medford. Stewart driving in, and a blocking foul on Roseburg as Keenan Stewart can do no wrong here in the early going of this one. Take it back to a 15-point lead for North Medford and a chance to stretch it to a 3-point lead, or excuse me, a 26-point lead. That's not true. 16-point lead is the words I'm looking for there. Free throw is good and substitutions in. So Stewart now with 14 points in the ball game. Leading scorer for both teams. 6:09 and counting here in the first half. Roseburg needing to get hot before things go to the halftime break. Fullerton out to Stedman. He fires one across the floor to Wilder. Wilder dribbles to the top, gets it to Hunter. Hunter works to the right side against Carr, gets cut off baseline. Looks for some help. He's stuck on the sideline, gets it to Stedman. And Stedman will send it to the top to Finlayson. He drives left side, gets it to Wilder. Wilder to Mendoza. Roseburg trying to find some sort of space to work. Ball nearly taken away. Reaching for it. Still a scramble for it on the ground. And Orozco is going to be the one that comes up with it. North will get the steal. I'll bring it up the floor. Get it to Young through his hands. Corbin Young couldn't hang on to it. The big man will give it back to Roseburg. Roseburg once again just getting stifled by the defense. That happened to Willamette against a zone. Working against a man-to-man here. They'll line it up at the free throw line. As Mendoza out at the top working. Get it to Fullerton. Head fake. Drives right side. Trying to get some space. And a whistle. They'll call it a non-shooter. Fullerton working against Davis Carr. And believe it or not, that is the first foul against North Medford in this one. 5 on Roseburg. That'll be the first on Davis Carr. Inbound from the baseline. Finlayson will check out of the game. Boston Williams comes back in. Starting 5 on the floor for the Tribe. Into the corner. Wilder gets it. Bounce it down to the right blocks for Fullerton. Had it poked out of his hands. He turns. Drives in. Got his shot blocked, but now the late whistle on Orozco. Thought he got all ball. Orozco will pick up his first. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Good Vibrations Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And that'll be a shooting foul. To the line will go Hunter Fullerton. Fullerton, a 61% shooter, hits the first. Roseburg basketball also sponsored by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Second free throw, no good. Fullerton 1 of 2 at the line. North with it. Leading this one 27-12. Up the floor, Young wide open. Had it stripped out of his hands by Stedman, but he'll get it back, and he lobs it up the floor right to Micah Mendoza. Mendoza one-on-one against Orozco. Got around the defense, and Micah just his second bucket of the night, but much needed on the steal for Roseburg to finish. Back to a 13-point game, 27-14. Roseburg trying to up the defensive pressure here against North Medford. Trap on the far side against Miguel Torres, who is checked in. Onto the right side, Carr driving baseline, will circle around and push pass out to the top. Back to Carr on the left wing. Brings it out to the top, draws it out to the middle circle. On the right side, Torres working against Boston. Williams will mark him to the top as he takes it to the left side of the floor. Pass back to Orozco. He'll launch a deep three, and he'll spin it through. Orozco, his first 3 of the night. And North is hitting some threes. They've got 3 of them so far. Roseburg only with 1. 30-14, back to a 16-point lead for the Black Tornado. Left side, Wilder, he's got the lone three-pointer for Roseburg. Gives it back to Stedman. Stedman, handoff to Boston. Boston trying to dribble through pressure, almost lost it, got it to Wilder. Double team comes as he tried to split the defense, puts it up off the back iron, no, and there's no Roseburg players underneath as Plankenhorn says slow it down. His team will do so. They bring it into the front court. Orozco, fake the handoff, will drive against Mendoza. Baseline pass through the netting out to the top. Left side, Davis Carr, a wide open look at a 3. Rims out underneath. That ball off of Houston Klug and out of bounds. Klug underneath, fighting for position, kind of flailed, looking to try and get a call. Into the game for North. Easton Curtis checks in, and Owen Scott will get a chance to come in at the next dead ball. 3:06 to go here in the first half. Roseburg trailing 30-14. Mendoza looking to try and get something going. Triple team on him. He gets caught on the left blocks. He got hands all over him and finally gets a whistle. Triple team. 6 arms trying to reach in and poke that one away from Micah Mendoza. Finally getting whistled. They didn't put it up on the scoreboard. so I don't know who that was on. Inbound by Roseburg. Right side. Fullerton tries to drive. Had it knocked out of his hand. Stays with the Indians. 2:50 to play here in the first half, and Roseburg finding themselves in an early hole, trying to dig out. Pass into the corner from the baseline. Wilder dribbles out. Head fake on a deep 3 for Fullerton. He does not take it. Behind the back dribble to the free throw line. Back to Wilder. Hands it off to Stedman. Fullerton this time will take the deep 3. That one well off the mark. Just glances off the glass and into the hands of Owen Scott. 2.5 to play here in the opening half of tonight's ball game at North Medford High School. From the left side, Torres looking for cutters. Finds Klug. He gets cut off. Will lob it back out to the top. Rifle a pass now to the near side. Curtis back out to the top. They work it. Orozco looking for cutters and open guys in the corners. He'll find Torres. Torres, now they work it to the far side. It's Curtis. Back out to Orozco. Looking for that pick and roll with Scott. Not there. Orozco nearly dribbles it off his foot. Will revert. Mendoza closes in. Hook a pass out to the top. Into the corner. Torres a 3. Off the iron. No. Underneath. Scott with the offensive board and the putback. And Scott now with 7 in the ball game. Stretches it to its largest lead at 18 for North Medford. 1.5 to play. Fullerton going to launch a deep 3. Short. And the long rebound will go out of bounds in the corner. It will go back to North Medford. Mark Oha is coming into the game for Carter Stedman. Roseburg, 6 points here in the period. 11 so far for North after they outscored Roseburg 21-8 to begin the game. Orozco walking it towards the midcourt stripe. Will launch it across the floor, nearly picked off by Oha. Curtis with it, and North will get a chance to set up in the half court. Bounce it away left side for Klug, looking for the cutter to the rim. It's not there. He'll attack. He splits the defense with the left hand, a bit too strong. The rebound tipped, and it's Oha that comes away with it. He'll race up the floor, beats out everybody, and Mark Oha will lay it in. He just decided he was going to take it himself. Lob up the floor. Curtis on the right wing. Out to the top. Torres gets it to Orozco. Curtis back to Klug. Down to 37 seconds to go here in the first half. Scott trying to post up against Wilder underneath. Curtis circles around. Left side. Makes the extra pass to Scott. It's taken away by Wilder. Fullerton. He'll just go right to the rim. A scoop shot in for Hunter Fullerton. And Roseburg, a nice little run to finish out this first half, trying to cut it down. Right now trailing by 14. Down to 10 seconds to play in the first half, and North will hold for the final shot. Out at the top, Orozco around the defense, into the corner. Curtis sets up for the open 3. No. Underneath, Mendoza with the rebound, and a jump ball whistled as the first half comes to a close. 32-18. North Medford pulling out big against Roseburg to start out tonight's ball game. Roseburg able to close it down just a little bit there at the end of the first half, and they'll trail by 14 as we go to the break. Work to do coming up in the second half. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at your first half statistics from this one. Roseburg trailing North Medford 32-18 at the break on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met. and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate!
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here at North Medford High School, where we have got one half in the books. And for Roseburg, a bit of a struggle to figure out the offensive attack against the North Medford Black Tornado. Both teams looking to avoid losing 3 straight Southwest Conference games in this one tonight. Well, let's take a look at how the first half played out. Roseburg got out to a nice start, able to get some points on the board early, led by as many as 4 early going to the contest, but then North Medford battled their way back and led by as many as 13 in the first quarter, and that was your lead at the end of the first period. 21-8, a 13-point lead for the Black Tornado. They stretch it to as much as 18 in the second quarter. Roseburg able to go on a mini run to finish out the first half, and they trail 32-18 here at the break. Taking a look at some team numbers, 3 3-pointers in the first half for North Medford. They, on the season, shoot 34% from behind the arc. They were also 5 of 7 at the free throw line in that first half. As for Roseburg, 1 3-pointer in the first half of tonight's ball game, and they go 1 of 2 at the free throw line so far through the first half of tonight's ball game. Not necessarily the start that the Indians were hoping for, but there's a whole second half of this one to go. Right now, 32-18, a 14-point lead for the Black Tornado. When we come back, we'll take a look at the individual scoring from the first half of this one. Plus, we've got some other scores to pass along for you here tonight as Roseburg takes on North Medford in Southwest Conference play. Take another 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Here at the break, Roseburg trailing against North Medford, 32-18 your score. Tonight's game brought to you by our friends at Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Well, let's take a look at individual scoring from the first half for Roseburg. Not a lot of scoring, unfortunately, with only 18 points in the first half. Leading the way with 7 was Hunter Fullerton. Good to see him get going. He coming off of just 4 points against Willamette. Also, 4 points in the game for Micah Mendoza, 3 points for Jace Wilder, and 2 points for Mark Oha and Carter Stedman. On the other side, for North Medford, leading scorer, only player in double figures, 14 points for Keaton Stewart. Owen Scott with 7 off the bench, 5 for Antonio Orozco, 6 for Andrew Plankenhorn. And that is your scoring so far for North Medford. Taking a look at some scores to report to you here tonight. The Roseburg JV team losing 82-63 tonight before our game kicked off. I did hear it sounds like the Roseburg freshmen won this evening. Back at Roseburg High School tonight, the Roseburg girls hosting North Medford. The Roseburg girls JV team winning 39-36. But in the varsity game, after 1 quarter of play, it was 11-6 North Medford in front of Roseburg. In the Far West League playoffs going on tonight, Dan Bain, the voice of Sutherland Sports. You'll be able to catch him tomorrow on I-101 FM as he calls Sutherland girls in the Far West League playoffs. They will be starting at 5:30 tomorrow, so 5:15 your pregame on I-101 FM. But Dan helping us out, reporting a boys score from the postseason. South Umpqua falling against St. Mary's in the Far West League playoffs, 69-57. So that would knock South Umpqua out of the Far West League playoffs with that loss. Douglas will be playing coming up, I believe, tomorrow for Douglas, as the boys were the number 1 team out of the Far West League North, getting a first-round bye with that one. So that is a look at some of the scores that we have to pass along to you so far here tonight. Also coming up tonight, the Oregon Ducks are up in Seattle taking on the University of Washington. Oregon with a trip through the state of Washington. This is going to be big. Oregon needs to probably win 2 games on the road to be able to keep their hopes of the postseason alive. Right now the Ducks are on the bubble. Some have them as in the group of first 4 out. Some have them as one of the last teams in. So right on the edge are the Ducks. They are able to take care of business in Washington against teams that they should be beating. That would definitely help out their resume. Oregon and Washington getting started tonight at 8 o'clock. Pregame coverage about to start in about 5 minutes over on News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQEF. All right, second half action about to come up. Stay tuned. After tonight's game, we'll have your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. Stop by to fill up after home games or come by to watch the live stream during the away games. That's Mountain Mike's at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg, there by Roseburg High. Also, don't forget to stick around in the postgame show for our In the Paint Rebound Leader. We will acknowledge tonight's Rebound Leader, which is brought to you by Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. So when it's time to get in the paint, you can trust Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft is a paint store, not a paint department. Start the third quarter. Micah Mendoza will start out the scoring from Roseburg. He'll get the quick 2 to begin things, draws it back to a 12-point game for the Tribe. Now going right to left on your radio dial, Mendoza nearly takes it away from Orozco. Orozco tosses it across the floor into the corner. Houston Klug rattles in his first bucket of the night. He drains a 3. And the response by North Medford gets them back up by 15. Driving in, Fullerton, and stepping on the baseline was Klug after he got the rebound after the miss by Fullerton, who took some contact on that shot. Starters for the second half for Roseburg, it's the original starting five: Mendoza, Stedman, Williams, Wilder, and Fullerton. For North Medford, Orozco, Stewart, Klug, Young, and Plankenhorn. Your starting five for the second half for the Black Tornado. Trying to drive, got clotheslined by Corbin Young. Hunter Fullerton trying to get aggressive for Roseburg, goes to the floor, draws the whistle, and that'll be that'll be Young on the foul, his first. And our first foul of the second half, they call it a shooter, so heading to the line will go Hunter Fullerton. First opportunity, Fullerton a little long on the free throw. Roseburg basketball is brought to you by Flyaway Travel. When you're ready to take that dream trip, contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel and make sure you have an agent in your corner during these complicated travel times. 672-5701. 1 out of 2 at the line for Fullerton. 35-21, 14-point game. Roseburg trying to go on a run and trying to amp up the defensive pressure here. Pass up the floor to Stewart, looks for the cutter in the middle. Stedman's there to take it away, he saves it back inbound. Williams brings it through the center circle, driving left side, stops in the blocks, out to Fullerton, catch and shoot on the three, just short, rebound, tipped out long, and it comes away to North Medford. Up the floor to Stewart, and he will go around Hunter Fullerton for the easy lay-in. Roseburg with a nice steal, couldn't cash it in. Look for the baseline cutter. Mendoza's there, and he's got 4 in the period. It'd be good to get him going. Leading scorer on Roseburg's team, averaging nearly 20 points a game, had only 4 in the first half. Underneath, it's Young with the reverse lay-in as North Medford able to break the press and get another easy 2. 39-23, Boston Williams, his 3 was short. Underneath, Stewart with the rebound, lobs it up the floor. That is Klug. He lets the defense go by, and just like that, North Medford, a run to stretch it out to an 18-point game again. Stedman trying to drive in, gets underneath the basket, finds a cutter. That's Fullerton. It goes off the foot of Corbin Young and out of bounds. The North Medford fans not liking the call. The official looked like he changed it a couple of different times. Ends up signaling Roseburg basketball underneath their own hoop. Fullerton lobs it into Wilder. Wilder, that pass tipped out by Orozco. It'll be inbound in front of Roseburg's bench for Jace Wilder. Stedman comes to get it. 5:56 to go here in the third quarter. Stedman, pass into the corner. Fullerton's going to drive baseline. That one tipped a bit by Orozco underneath. It's knocked out of bounds by Roseburg. It'll go to the Black Tornado. Fullerton got in, nice aggressive move, but Orozco, I think, or it might have been Stewart, got his fingertips on it to slightly affect that shot there by Fullerton. 41-23 your score, 5:40 to play. Left side, Klug does not take an open look at a 3. Plankenhorn gets it on the left sideline, and a reach-in foul going to be called against Micah Mendoza for his second. Well, needless to say, this would adjust the standings quite a bit. If the score holds here tonight, North Medford will be rocketing up, possibly into second place. Pass left side, Klug, an open look at a corner 3, comes off a bit flat. Mendoza with the rebound. He'll bring it up the far side of the floor. Roseburg's got to get something going here. Mendoza tries to drive in. The ball nearly got knocked out of his hands, but he takes some contact as he gets airborne, and Micah will go to the free throw line trying to cut into an 18-point deficit. They'll put that on Corbin Young for his second foul of the ball game. Micah too strong on the first free throw attempt of the night for him. Roseburg basketball this season brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. 1 out of 2 at the line for Mendoza. 41-24. A 3 on the left side by Klug is off. It's Wilder with the board, and he'll bring it up. Hands off to Boston Williams. Head fake at the top of the key. Gets it right side to Fullerton, who wants to attack. He will got in the middle. That ball tipped at the last second as he goes airborne. Stewart getting a hand in there on again. And Humphreys trying to argue for a foul call. Plankenhorn pass it away to right side. At the wing, Klug. Ball over his head, fires it to the free throw line. Young into the corner. Plankenhorn catch and shoot three off the mark. Mendoza with the rebound. Crosses over to his left hand. He goes barreling in, and it's an offensive foul. Mendoza lost his balance as he got around one defender. There was another one there right there for him, and he went right into the chest, I believe, of Corbin Young. That might be the third on Mendoza. Put that foul up on the board against Jace Wilder. That doesn't feel right. Up the floor, left side Klug. Back out to Stewart. Oha will check in at the next dead ball for Roseburg. On the right side, Plankenhorn working against Stedman. Dribbles with the left hand, picks it up into the corner. Orozco an open look at a three. Back iron, no. Boston Williams will draw a whistle. It was Houston Klug who turns and says, "What did I do?" Well, you had your arm all over the forearm of Boston Williams as he tried to pull in that rebound. I'll walk down to the other side. And some confusion here. I think that Scott Plankenhorn was trying to ask who that foul was on. I think he was trying to say, yeah, that was supposed to be on 0, not on 5. He wants to get Micah Mendoza into foul trouble. So maybe the officials did tell them that it was on Jace Wilder on that offensive foul. We'll see here. No, they will change it to 0. So they had erroneously given it to Jace Wilder, which that is the right call, no matter whether or not it helps out Roseburg or not. You want the right call to be made, whether it's against or for you, because you just want a clean game. So I have that down as 3 for Micah, and I think that's what Roseburg's coaches were double-checking on that. 4:28 to go here in the third quarter. Roseburg with the basketball, trailing by 17, 41-24. Oha gets it on the left wing. Going to try and drive, splits the defense, but too strong on the lay-in. And again, Humphreys looking for a call. Doesn't get it. Plankenhorn will bring it up the floor, spins back to his left. Now spin to the right, will pass it away to Klug. Between the circles against Oha. Left side, Plankenhorn, catch and shoot 3. Drops right through. Third of the game for Scott Plankenhorn. For Andrew Plankenhorn. Now on the other side, Oha tried to answer a whistle underneath, and they call it on Boston Williams. Roseburg right now only 1-3 in this game. They have really not been able to find their target from long range. 3 team fouls on each side. Racing up the floor comes Orozco, and feet tangle up. It's Oha picking up his third as Orozco goes down with Oha draped all over him. Owen Bentia will check into the game for Boston Williams. Keenan Stewart will inbound here in front of the scorer's table. Into the backcourt for Plankenhorn. Stedman draped all over. There's a push off. Plankenhorn can't believe it. He extended. That's always what you hear them talk about. You can use that offhand to try and keep some distance, but when you extend it out like that, that's when an official will usually call you for it. Plankenhorn turns it over. 3:32 to play in the third. Roseburg needing to get some momentum. Spin move by Mendoza. That one's not going to fall as it's tipped around. The ball tipped out to the top. Oha got a hand on it. That at least helps keep North Medford from a breakaway bucket. Oh, that was a pretty move there by Micah Mendoza, but he could not get that ball to spin through. In the middle, Stewart looked like he lost a handle on it, but it goes right to Houston Klug, who goes with the reverse lay-in. 46-24, a 22-point game. And a foul underneath. Once again, Plankenhorn can't believe it. 22-point game, the largest lead of the night for North Medford. Inbound from the baseline for Roseburg. Mendoza gets it in the right corner. He'll drive in, forces up a shot. That one a wild one, but he's able to get it to fall through. Mendoza gets another 2. 20-point ball game. Roseburg pressuring in the backcourt. Plankenhorn hooks a pass up the floor and a timeout taken by North Medford. And that'll be, I believe, our first timeout of the ball game. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Tonight's Roseburg basketball game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. A 20-point game, 46-26. North Medford in front here at home. Klug gets it out at the top, working between the circles against Oha. He'll drive left side, gets underneath, makes the extra pass to Scott, and Owen Scott into the game. He's been able to use his size to his advantage. Makes it 48-26. He's now got 9 points in the game. Stedman driving in, kicks out for a 3 by Bentia. Just a bit short. Trey Finlayson tips it back to Bentia. He drives in, but that's short. That shot is just a bit short as well. Just Roseburg's shooting has just taken a steep decline here in the last 2 games as Klug will hit the teardrop from the left baseline. And it's a 24-point game. North Medford in front. Underneath, Micah Mendoza wraps one around and in. And North Medford's been able to extend the lead here in the third quarter. Up the floor, Klug. He'll step back, thought about the 3 a couple times, doesn't take it. North Medford willing to just let time run. 1:45 to go here in the third quarter. And North leading comfortably. A 3 by Plankenhorn, long underneath Scott. It's tipped by Finlayson into the hands of Mendoza. Comes up with the rebound. Mendoza on the far side of the floor. Crossover, back to his right, drives in, gets it to the rim. Boy, his burst of speed is just so dangerous, and he gets Roseburg back within 20. But they trailed by 14 at halftime. North has extended the lead as we get down to a minute to play in the third. A 3 from the left corner, nothing but nylon. Keenan Stewart, his first 3 of the ball game. And North has had an answer for every bucket by Roseburg. A wild shot to the rim by Carter Stedman. 53-32. Klug finds the open man underneath. Scott floats it over the iron for an easy 2. 52 seconds to go. Stedman's going to drive in, throws it up, but it doesn't fall, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Oh, that ball almost got a chance to drop in. I believe Plankenhorn picking up his 3rd. And that does get confirmed by the scorer's table. Roseburg down by 22, make that 23. Carter Stedman to the line for the first time tonight. Hits that. Corbin Young will check in, and so does Davis Carr. Owen Scott and Andrew Plankenhorn both go to the bench for North Medford. Second free throw for Stedman is short, underneath the rebound by North Medford. Fired up the floor, Davis Carr back out to Klug, and North now can set up in the half court and waste some time off. Down to 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. Stewart gets in, dishes it off, baseline jumper by Klug is just off the mark. Bentia with the rebound. Gets it to Oha, 27 seconds. Mark trying to drive in, his pass tipped out to Bentia. He'll turn, he attacks the rim, kicks it baseline to Finlayson. Mendoza wanted a step back 3, never got clear enough. A couple of head fakes by Mark Oha. As there's 12 seconds to play here in the third quarter, Oha draws a whistle. And we may be into the bonus here. Over the penalty is North Medford. And Roseburg into the 1-1 bonus. That might be good for them if they can hit some free throws here in the fourth quarter coming up. Mark Ohad can't hit the front end. Rebound down to North. 9 seconds to go. Orozco pressure in the backcourt. Rifles it up the floor to Klug. Klug attacks off the glass, lays it in. He's had a huge third quarter, and North Medford leads this one by 25. 57-32 is your score as North Medford extends their lead in the third quarter. We'll come back with the fourth quarter after this short break. 60 seconds here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Back here at North Medford High School, Roseburg, a lot of work to do in the fourth quarter as they trail this one 57-32. And as we get 5 seconds off the clock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Technical foul on Roseburg. Sorry, it is 57-33. Thank you very much. First free throw for Orozco on the technical goes through. I did not hear who the technical was assessed to. Owen Bentil will check into the game for Carter Stedman. So Roseburg assessed a technical there to start out the fourth quarter. I did not catch who it was on, but Orozco hit 1 out of 2. And now another 2 there for North Medford. A 3 in the corner off the mark for Bentia. And North Medford up the floor. They'll break the press. High off the glass. Davis Carr lays it in. And this is starting to turn into a runaway for North. Boston Williams back to Oha. It's almost a 30-point game here. Left side, Fullerton draws a blocking foul from Davis Carr. So it'll go on Carr for his second. Fullerton will go to the line where he is 2 for 4 tonight. First free throw coming up. Hits it. Get a second here as we're into the bonus. Second free throw also good for Fullerton. Ball knocked out of bounds on the inbound pass. 62-35 our score. We'll stay with North Medford. They'll inbound at Roseburg, putting a lot of pressure on here. Stewart inbounds to Carr. Ball nearly taken away, but Bentia will get whistled for the foul. Inbound here on the near sideline. Carr gets it. To the left side for Orozco. Lob across the floor. Attacking. Carr got Wilder in the air, and Wilder clobbers him to the floor. Back to the line will go North Medford. Actually to the line for, I want to say, the first time here in the second half. Actually just the second time here. We had Orozco with the technical free throws. First one rattles in for Davis Carr. So North Medford looking to try and hold off for any big comeback by Roseburg here, and that would get them a split against the against the Indians. Second free throw goes through. 64-35. Wilder dishes it back to Oha, right side. Fullerton attacks, steps around the defense with the left hand. Hunter Fullerton finishes. 64-37. A 17-point lead. Lob up the floor. Orozco off target on a pass intended for Young. So they tried to break the press there. Roseburg will get it back. Oha brings it across the timeline. Straight away, will pass right side. Fullerton into the corner, crossover. Tries to back his way in, and he'll travel. Gives it back to North Medford. Torres gets hit from behind. He turned to try and stay away from Owen Bentia. Closing in to double team was Hunter Fullerton, and Fullerton just came crashing in. Will get whistled for the foul, his second. And this will, both teams into the bonus now. This will put Miguel Torres at the line. First one on the 1-and-1. Torres knocks it down. Tonight's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Torres hits them both. Up the floor. Oha back to Fullerton, backing his way in onto the right side for Oha, out to Wilder for a three, and that one rattles in. Jace Wilder has the 2 3-pointers for Roseburg in this ball game, and that is it. 66-40. Roseburg takes a timeout. Let's go ahead and use a 30-second break as well here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
From a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Roseburg basketball on the Score this season brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call him at 541-378-6694. Joey Keyran here with you, helping me out. So, group of guys from the freshman team up here in the booth helping out tonight with the video production. Roseburg got a long way to go in this one if they are going to come back. Trailing right now 66-40. It's gotten out as close to a 30-point game in this one. Orozco dribbling back and forth, pass it left side. Klug dribbles around defensive pressure, lob underneath to Young with the reverse. Young drops it in. Trying to attack, got mugged underneath. A couple of whistles finally come for Boston Williams. That'll send Boston Williams to the free throw line. First time tonight for him. Boston held scoreless so far. First free throw will rattle around. Dances on the iron and falls through for Boston. Boston an 81% free throw shooter. Two of them go through there for Boston Williams. 68-42, 5.5 to play here in the ball game. North just trying to make sure they don't give up a run to Roseburg. Indians trying to pick up the defense and get a stop. They double-team Klug. He finally gets it away to Carr on the left side. Carr rifles one all the way to the far corner, and Miguel Torres, wide open, sinks the three. 71-42. Driving in, Boston Williams underneath tries the wraparound, gets hit, and will head back to the free throw line with 5:07 to play. Foul goes on Klug. Williams again at the line. It's the first. Substitutions coming in. Trey Finlayson will get into the game. Micah Mendoza also back in. Keegan Cleary will wait to check in for Boston Williams. Williams gets them both. 4 points at the line for him. 71-44. Full court pressure here by Roseburg. Nearly taken away by Hunter Fullerton as he goes halfway up the grandstands on the far side of the floor. Couldn't save it back inbounds in time. Into the backcourt, Orozco. Double team. Throw up the floor, and it's Trey Finlayson. Comes in hard on Houston Klug. Finlayson wanted to get there for the tip ball, but he just didn't have the right angle on that. Ended up undercutting Houston Klug, who will go to the free throw line. It's Finlayson. Picks up the foul, his second. And to the line. This will be a 1-and-1. Roseburg's in the double bonus. Not yet for Medford. First one, though, for Klug. Looks about perfect. Klug had 11 points in that third quarter, helping North Medford outscore Roseburg 25-15. And really put Roseburg behind the 8 ball here tonight. Second free throw is long. Finlayson will track down the rebound. 1 out of 2 at the line for Klug. Roseburg trailing 72-44. Underneath a whistle on the rebound attempt. Call that on Klug. That should be his third, and it'll be 2 shots here for Carter Stedman. Well, Roseburg at least getting free throws. Missing there is Stedman. Getting free throw opportunities, but they've got to get stops on the other end. That's been the problem. Roseburg tries to go on a run, and then they can't get a stop on the other side to stop North Medford. And it has been all North since early going in this one. Stedman misses them both. And with the rebound is North Medford. Pass far side of the floor. Plankenhorn, jump pass to Orozco. Up the floor, tipped away by Cleary, but North Medford keeps it. Torres will launch a 3. That's off the mark. Cleary with the rebound. Big one there to limit the chances for North. Fullerton brings it up. Crossover, gets into the middle, and he gets it to fall through. Hunter Fullerton having a nice night. It's just not been enough for Roseburg. Up the floor, Cleary nearly gets a steal, but he'll wrap up the body of Davis Carr and get whistled for the foul. And both teams now into the double bonus, so Davis Carr will go to the line for 2 free throws. 14 points in the game tonight for Hunter Fullerton. That makes him your leading scorer. First free throw goes through for Carr. Second free throw coming up for the right-hander. And the senior will put them both through. 74-46. Nearing the midway point of this fourth quarter, backing his way in. Carter Stedman with the jump shot. The turnaround bank goes in. Roseburg pressuring. Trying to track down Orozco. Dribbling away from pressure to the midcourt stripe. Torres will get it to Plankenhorn across midcourt. Torres can't handle it on a pass back from Plankenhorn. And a carry. Yeah, it's a carry call. Then we've got a blocking foul. We've got two different calls. They're going to call the carry on Hunter Fullerton. 3:47 left to go in this one as they try to absorb some moisture on the court with their sneakers. So Roseburg got the steal they wanted, but turn it back over. Orozco dribbling away from pressure. Plankenhorn on the near sideline, lobs it up to Carr, draws it back out, and now North will set up in the half court, looking to burn some clock. Straightaway three by Plankenhorn, I guess maybe not burn some clock. Rebound collected by Cleary. Pass up the floor, got it to Finlayson. He'll try to attack. He gets airborne. His shot off the mark, got his own rebound out to Fullerton for a three. And Hunter gets one, but maybe a little too late. Orozco pass up the floor to Plankenhorn. 23-point game. Bounce it away right side. Carr back to Plankenhorn. 2:58 and counting. Toss across the floor, nearly poked away by Fullerton. Plankenhorn with it at the elbow. No look into the corner. Saved back in by Carr. Torres hooks a pass over to Plankenhorn, and North will keep it. Right now they're just playing keep away. Look for the cutter, and Torres underneath gets the lay-in. Torres with 7 in the ball game. 76-51. Mendoza will answer on the other side. And right now it's feeling like this is all over but the final horn. Orozco toss it to the far side to Carr. No look to Carr on the right side. He'll drive baseline out to Torres. Plankenhorn to Orozco, driving from the right wing, gets underneath, lets the defense clear, and Orozco lays it off the glass. 78-53. Mendoza trying to attack. Got it knocked out of his hands by Owen Scott, who gets whistled for the foul. By his standards, a bit of a quiet night for Micah Mendoza with 17. Goes to the line to try and add to it. .17 in the game for Hunter Fullerton as well. Mendoza missing the front end of his 2 free throws. Stay with us in the post-game show as we award your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game, and also take a look at our In the Paint rebound leader, brought to you by Colorcraft. 1:59 to go as North will bring in the bench players. Mendoza's second free throw is good. 78-54. Either I got way off on my score here, but the scoreboard out there reads 45 and I have 54. Out at the top, Jamin Walker has come into the game. Orozco rifles one underneath, and a couple of looks underneath but could not cash in. I believe that's Nolan Kelly underneath. And he'll go to the free throw line. Kelly, the free throw is good. Second free throw is also good. I got 54. The scoreboard out there reads different. Missed by Roseburg. Up the floor, here comes Easton Curtis. And he'll get taken out by Keegan Cleary. I'm not sure how I would have gotten so off if that's the case. Right now, that would be a 35-point lead for North if the scoreboard out there is correct. First free throw for Curtis is no. Good. 8, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. No, the scoreboard out there can't be correct. I've got 21 in the period, which would be 54 for Roseburg. So somehow the scoreboard got it flipped. Unless I suddenly have dyslexia that I didn't know about. Second free throw does go through for Easton Curtis. Mendoza behind the back dribble in the middle. 4 players around him. Out to Julian Lopez, who's into the game. He launches a 3. A foul underneath. Goes against Vincent Ash. So, it is they didn't call it against Vincent Ash. They called it for Vincent. And he'll get a chance to shoot free throws with 1:30 to play. Guess they must have flipped that around a little bit there. Initially, they were pointing right at Vincent. Apparently, they switched some things up. Mark Oha will check in here. Vincent will miss his first free throw attempt. Oha comes into the game for Micah Mendoza. Mendoza will check out of this one. 18 points in tonight's ball game. Lowest scoring game in conference play for him this season. Second free throw, Vincent Ash will get that one to fall. (81-55). Pass to the far side. With the basketball taken away. Some of the swing players for North out there. Julian Lopez will get a nifty finish with the left hand. Lopez will get his first points of the game here in garbage time. 81-57. Save back in. Stepping on the baseline was Jamin Walker. Substitution in will come Martin Ortega, who I saw had a pretty good time in the JV game. Now they've got the scoreboard corrected. 81-55, and it should be 57. 3 by Mark Oha will fall through. 81-60. And Oha will get another takeaway. He's out in front of everybody, steps around the defense, off the mark. Bentia gets the rebound. He goes up with the putback. And Bentia will make it 81-62. Up the floor, left side, a 3 by Walker is long. Rebound underneath. Swat away by Lopez. Bentia has it. 17 seconds to play. Gets it to Cleary. And the senior will get his first points of the night. 81-64. Ball nearly taken away. 7 seconds. And a whistle. We'll get one of those swing players that I don't have on my lineup card to the free throw line. So the foul goes against Keegan Cleary. First free throw for number 11 goes in. Second one also goes in. 83-64. Oha at the buzzer, off the mark on his 3. And there you go. That is your final score tonight. North Medford with a commanding victory over Roseburg, 83-64. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up for you as Roseburg falls on the road, a 3-game losing streak for the Tribe with 3 games left to play. We'll come back and wrap it up and tell you what it all means after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Here at North Medford High School, where tonight Roseburg falls. They will go to 4-5 in conference play, and yeah, that was a tough one here tonight. Let's go ahead and pause real quick. 10 seconds for station identification. When we come back, we'll get a chance to have a quick word with head coach Jordan Humphreys after tonight's ball game as Roseburg falls to North Medford. Break 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Joining us here in the post-game show, head coach Jordan Humphreys. Coach, tough one there. The team has kind of hit the skids here. Just what was the big thing the North was doing that really trips you guys up here again tonight?
We talk about it. I don't think it's anything that they were doing. I think it's what we were and weren't doing. Obviously, they played well. They played good, solid defense. And they exploited some of our weaknesses in rebounding and interior play.
How do we get out of this funk right now? A 3-game losing streak for you guys with 3 games left to go. Obviously, this is the time of year you want to be playing your best basketball, and it seems like some of the things you guys worked on and were doing well early on in the season have kind of reverted back to some other tendencies. How do you guys continue to try and get back to playing how you guys were a little bit earlier?
That's a great question. If I knew, then we would have done it already. But we're definitely playing like we're trying to protect something or playing not to lose, and we talk about that, and maybe talking about it doesn't help. But a little bit better in the second half, playing a little bit more free, and guys attacking the basket a little bit better and not being tentative. But yeah, we got to figure that out here pretty quick.
Yeah, obviously the big thing there was digging yourself in a hole earlier in the game at halftime. What was kind of trying to be the message for you guys to see if you could pull off a second half comeback?
Yeah, it was just about playing with energy and playing hard and flying around, and that's what we did early, and we haven't been doing the last couple games, and guys just kind of playing kind of quiet and trying to either let the game come to them or instead of going out and forcing the issue, which is kind of what we've been doing. And we talk about we got to be the aggressors and not let other people's be we got to punch before we get punched.
There you go. Yeah, I do recall you mentioning that before. Tonight, only 3 3-pointers for you guys. I know it's not necessarily like the focus is to try and get a bunch of threes, but you guys are a team that's willing to try and put up those kind of shots pretty frequently in a game. Is the shot just off for you guys right now?
I don't even know that we took very many tonight.
Yeah.
But I think we've tried to talk when teams play zone against us. We got to do some different stuff, and I think guys were overthinking a little bit too much, and that's on me as far as helping them overthink too much instead of just letting them kind of go out and play the way we've been playing. So we got to fix that mental approach and get back to being aggressive.
The good news is here the next 2 are going to be back at home, coming up Friday against South Eugene, and then next week against Grants Pass before heading to Eugene to finish it out against Sheldon. I know that jumbled mess in the middle of the standings right now means that you guys aren't out of anything with 3 games left to go. Is it fair to say that you guys are excited to maybe get a chance to get back to your home court and try and get things right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think these guys are enjoying playing at home. We'll see. Hopefully, we get the crowd support that we've been having, even when we're losing games, and we'll try to get back on track and get these guys back to playing the way we're capable of, and get us playing our best basketball at the very end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a lot to play for, and the goals, as you mentioned before, the goals you guys set out to try and do, including hosting a home playoff game, still within reach for the Roseburg boys. Tonight they fall 83-64 against North Medford to go to 4-5 in conference play. Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, Joey.
Coach Jordan Humphreys joining us here in the post-game show. My numbers appear to add up, so we'll run through that here real quick for you. Big scoring second half for both teams. North Medford putting up 25 in the third, 26 in the fourth, as they get 51 in the second half. Roseburg, unfortunately, not quite as much, but it did have a big fourth quarter, putting up 31 points to cut down the deficit a little bit. But they end up putting up 46 in the second half, 5 points shy of North Medford, and Roseburg falling tonight 83-64, a 19-point deficit for the Tribe. Let's look at your scoring for tonight for Roseburg. Leading scorer is Micah Mendoza with 18, had 11 in the third quarter. Hunter Fullerton finishes with 17, just a little shy of his season high, as he had contributions in every period and scores 9 in the fourth. Those are the only players in double figures for Roseburg. You had 7 points in the game for Carter Stedman tonight. Nice night for the senior. 5 for Mark Oha, 6 for Jace Wilder on a couple of made threes, 4 points for Boston Williams. And then you had 2 points for Julian Lopez, 2 points for Owen Bentia, 2 for Keegan Cleary, and 1 point for Vincent Ash. On the other side for North Medford, let's see here, leading scorer with 19 in the game. That's a game high. Keenan Stewart getting the start tonight for the sophomore, picks up the 19 points. Didn't score in the fourth quarter, had 11 in the first period. Then you had 12 points for Houston Klug, who scores 11 in the third. And also in double figures with 11 was Owen Scott, who contributed in almost every quarter. 8 points in the game for Antonio Orozco. 9 points for Andrew Plankenhorn. 7 for Miguel Torres. 8 for Davis Carr. Just a lot of contributions throughout the roster for North. 4 points for Corbin Young. 2 for Nolan Kelly. Another 2 for number 11, a name I didn't have on my roster, a swing player off the JV team. And 1 point for Easton Curtis. It's time now here in the post-game show to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Tonight we're going to give that to Hunter Fullerton, who had a pretty nice all-around game this evening. Hunter Fullerton, your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game, getting a gift certificate to use at Mountain Mike's. And tonight's rebound leader, not a lot of them. It looked like North did a pretty good job on the glass, but I've got Owen Bentia down with 3 rebounds tonight. He's going to be your rebound leader. That is your In the Paint rebound leader, brought to you by Colorcraft. Owen will receive a $10 gift certificate to Java Run. Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. Remember, Colorcraft is a paint store, not a paint department. So those are your awards here in the postgame show. Taking a quick look at the scoreboard as tonight Roseburg loses in this one 83-64. The JV game was 82-63 with North Medford winning in that one. Taking a look at the girls' games up in Roseburg tonight. The Roseburg JV won 39-36 in the girls' games. After 3 quarters, North Medford leading Roseburg 29-23. So hopefully a good, strong finish there for the Roseburg girls at home to come back for the win. Also today, we heard that St. Mary's knocking South Umpqua out of the Far West League playoffs with a 69-57 win over the Lancers here tonight. And over on our news partner, News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQEN, you've got the Oregon Ducks on the road against the Washington Huskies tonight. That game going on in Pac-12 play right now. And maybe they aren't quite there yet. They might have had a slide on that one. So no score yet to report on that one. You can catch that game on 1240 KQEN or 93.9 FM as well. All right. We're going to wrap it up there, folks, as we get out of here tonight on the road at North Medford. We're back at home Friday night as Roseburg will take on South Eugene, looking for a little bit of revenge in that matchup as South Eugene was able to pull away with a victory on the road against Roseburg earlier in the year. That was on a buzzer beater there at at South Eugene High School. So Roseburg will want to try and get that one there. A lot of things going into that game. Roseburg will be trying to get snap a 3-game losing streak as well as get a little revenge against the Axe. So tune in for that one. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off on that one. Our pregame, though, will start at about 6:30 as long as things stay close to on time with that one. So we'll have that game coming up for you coming up on Friday night here on The Score or watch online as well. Want to say thanks to North Medford. Want to say thanks to North Medford High School for hosting us here tonight. Appreciate that and all the help getting the broadcast ready to go this evening. Want to say thanks to head coach Jordan Humphreys and athletic director Russ Bolin and the entire Roseburg basketball team for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Abby Knight back in the studio for the radio production here this evening, and thanks to the trio of young men that were helping me from the freshman team here tonight with the video broadcast, helping run the camera for us here this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because of course without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll catch up with you on Friday night when Roseburg hosts the South Eugene Axe. We'll have the broadcast starting for you at 6:30. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. You'll catch the action streaming live online at 541radio.com and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.